It's now official. Caitlin Clark is the most hated woman in basketball. I can relate too because I'm the most hated trucker in trucking. But the question is, why are they hating on the greatest woman basketball player to ever come out of college? But first, let's identify exactly who's hating on her. First and foremost, black women. The demographics of the WNBA are as follows: 63.8% black, 19.1% white, 10.8% all other races, and it goes down from there. This is important for several reasons. First is the attention. Anytime you divert attention from a black woman to a white woman, you might as well be Satan in the flesh. Do you know how many times a black woman that I was dating told me that if I ever dated a white woman, they would never speak to me again? I mean, I didn't really care because they probably wouldn't speak to me anyway after I was done with them. Just recently, Gilbert Arenas did an interview with retired WNBA player Sheryl Swoops. In that interview, she downplayed Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul and upplayed Angel Reese's flagrant foul. Why did she do that, you might ask? Because they talked about it more.
It was an uproar and outrage when Kennedy Carter hip-checked Caitlin. Was that a basketball play? Absolutely not. Was Kennedy wrong? 100%.
Was it a hard hit?
It was not as hard as people say. So my point is, but it was everywhere for a whole week. That's what people wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. Black, white, brown, male, female. When Alyssa Thomas clotheslined Angel and took her out, she didn't take her out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was worse than what Kennedy did.
Facts.
But where was the uproar? Where was the uproar? I didn't see it on SportsCenter. I ain't see Stephen A. talking about it. Nowhere. Nowhere.
I know why.
But my thing is, tell me why.
One's a villain.
Who?
The one who says she's a villain.
So when Caitlin Clark comes in and steals all the shine, that's what's going on. So what goes along with that is, since black women are the majority of the league, do you think a coach wants to piss off the majority of the league by giving Caitlin Clark the green light to shine? Absolutely not. Because the theory is you can't get a pissed off player to play. I mean, look at her own teammates and her coach for that matter. The one thing you can't get to lie and will always tell the truth is body language. But don't take it from me. I'm a football guy. Take it from the awful coaching channel on YouTube.
The Indiana Fever's coaching staff is destroying Caitlin Clark's offensive game. Here off a pick and roll, she's drawing a trap. This happens a lot. Two come to the ball. Caitlin Clark makes a perfect pass out. Perfect pass out. How is this Fever player in the corner not cutting for a layup? How? The person that was guarding you stepped up to help on the ball. Off of Caitlin Clark being able to pass out of that trap. Cut for a layup. You're going to stand there in the corner. That's really what you're doing. That's unbelievable. Happens multiple times a game that you can see with the Chicago Sky. They're about to be in drop coverage with Angel Reese. Please, the screener here, get set, and Caitlin Clark comes shoulder to shoulder off the screener. So the girl guarding you is going to have to get hit by that screen. Shoulder to shoulder off the screen, have Angel Reese in drop coverage guarding on the perimeter. But I got to wait for this girl to get set, and Caitlin Clark. There should be no space between your shoulders and the screener. But by the way, look at how open the pick and roll would be here. There's nobody in backside help. But instead, Caitlin Clark and the screener, they don't wait for anyone to get set. So look at how easy it is for this defender to fight over the top. And we're back to ISO mode. Caitlin Clark has no idea how to run the pick and roll. Her awful coach in Iowa and now this pile of trash in Indiana don't teach her how to run pick and roll. Caitlin Clark, now you've got Angel Reese in drop coverage here. I've got to take 3, 4, 5 solid dribbles downhill. As long as I'm attacking downhill, Angel Reese is going to have to guard the ball. And that would open up the girl setting the screen that should open up her role to be wide open. By the way, why is there a Fever player standing in the corner? Get out of the way so your defender's out of the way so that role's more open. But, I mean, it doesn't matter because Caitlin Clark, you already picked your dribble up. So now Angel Reese doesn't have to guard the ball anymore. She can just recover. I got to still attack downhill. You're letting Angel Reese recover back, not having to step up to guard the ball. And now this roll, you didn't create anything. Same exact problem. This is 4 minutes into the game and all of this has happened. Again, Caitlin Clark, wait for the screener to be set. So I'm coming shoulder to shoulder off the screener. You can see Angel Reese is going to be in drop coverage. There should be no space between my shoulder and the screener. So that defender has to go into the screen and look at how much space I have. I can easily turn the corner on Angel Reese. Guess what Caitlin Clark doesn't wait to do? Wait for the screener to get set. So look at how easy it is for the defender now to get over the top of the screen, and we don't get any advantage. First screen is set at half court. Obviously, the defender's just going under. But so why are we not twisting here to set a second screen? Again, if I twist right here, they're going to be in drop coverage with Angel Reese. Just set a second screen. They're not going to be able to go under the second screen. What is happening? Why are you not going to set a second screen? Why is Caitlin Clark just stuck in ISO mode? This one is just so beyond defensive. Caitlin Clark blows by the defender off a pump fake right here. So what is that Fever player doing? I have got to be a threat. I've got to be right at the tip of the three-point line. I don't have to worry about you when you're standing at half court. Look at Caitlin Clark. She's going to get in the lane and draw a double. Why are you not standing at the three-point line ready off of this double to catch and shoot for three? You're still standing out of bounds, basically. So you're not available. And now the Sky's defense get to reset again. This is all in the first quarter.
As we can now see, the coaching staff is terrible. But the film breakdown gives us more of an insight as to what's really going on over there. A, you don't know what you're doing, and B, you do know that you don't want to give Caitlin Clark no shot. This is the thumbnail to the Gilbert Arenas interview with Sheryl Swoops. Does she look happy? Aside from black women, there are prominent people of the WNBA out here expressing their objection to how much of the conversation is about Caitlin Clark.
You got to talk about us now. You got no choice.
There you go. What does this mean?
Are you a believer now, man?
You're number one.
All right. Yeah.
Just what is it?
How many weeks did it take us? I know it's not that you don't believe in Fee. It's got to be the coaching. You doubt it every year. What do we have to do before you guys really start to believe in us? And we don't really care what you think, except for right now, right? Where we get to say to you, you got to talk about us. Now you got to say, okay, we just beat a super team. You know how hard that is to do? Because you guys love your super teams, man. You love your super teams. That's all you want to talk about, your super teams, right? But we just beat a super team. Let's talk about it.
That was Coach Cheryl Reeve, who's not only the coach of the Minnesota Lynx, but she's also the head coach of the women's Olympic team. Do you think she had anything to do with keeping Caitlin Clark off the team? If there's any question, look at this tweet. The tweet reads, also in action tonight, Minnesota Lynx versus Chicago Sky, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Though fans won't be able to watch, Lynx fans can go to the Lynx app to follow along via play-by-play. Or, if you're in the market, come to the game as we start the season off right. Hashtag 12 teams. Hashtag the W is more than one player. And I wonder who that one player she's referring to is. Now, they have come up with every excuse under the sun to leave Caitlin Clark off the Olympic team. But when you have the coach of the Olympic team hashtagging the W is more than one player, and then you have a press conference to what she says, are you guys going to talk about us now? Do you really think that jealousy is not the primary reason she's not on the team? It's obvious that Caitlin Clark is hated by everyone. Her own coach, her own teammates, the Olympic coach, and opposing players. Recently at a press conference, Caitlin Clark was asked, what was the best advice you've ever gotten on the court? And her response was,
Nobody gives me advice in the game. I wish.